So here's something I wasn't expecting. There have been two interesting developments in the last few days surrounding our old 8-petaled friends, the Thargoids. Here's what's going on. First of all, there are reports of new AX conflict zones popping up in the Tikarua system. Not one to trust unconfirmed reports myself, I dusted off my AX crate and headed over to check it out with my own two eyes. And sure enough, after I popped into the system, what do those wondering eyes do appear? Not just one or two, but a plethora of AX conflict zones. So this is kind of a big deal. This would be the first sign of the old murder flowers in the bubble since Kuchio was given the boot. But just to be sure, let's head over to the signal of one of those zones. Here we are. And looky there, those are definitely scouts. Wow. Okay, well that's something. Alright, we'll take out a few of those. Oh boy. Yep, those would be interceptors alright. But let's not jump to conclusions. It's possible these are like ghosts from the past, or I don't know, some kind of trick being played on our ship's sensors. Nope, they're real. Okay. So yeah, this is confirmed. Thargoids in the bubble. So, of course, lots of questions come to mind. Is this just a one-off occurrence? Why this seemingly random system? We knew they were still hanging around the Pleiades, but here? Are there other systems that have been invaded? Will there be more? Is this the start of a third major offensive against humanity? But hold on, let's not panic. Maybe this is just a glitch. Maybe someone at FDev fell asleep in the middle of a late-night colonization debugging session and accidentally hit the Spawn Thargoids button. Well, I could believe that. Except, this isn't the only Goid-related incident as of late. If you'll remember, after each Thargoid Titan was defeated, they left a sizable debris field. A lot of us became very familiar with those debris fields as we picked the bones for rare materials like Thargoid drive components and meta-alloys. This is what Titan Kochiho's debris field looked like soon after the final battle was over. Yeah, there's a few bigger chunks in there, but it's mostly a lot of relatively small Thargoid chunky bits floating around. And everything is mostly just scattered around randomly. But let's head back to Seoul and see what things look like around Kochiho now. Yeah, this is definitely different. Now, of course, the caustic cloud is dispersed, but I'm focusing on the debris particularly. Call me crazy, but these pieces of debris are definitely bigger and, I don't know, more defined, more shapely, more identifiable than what we saw immediately following the explosion. So I flew around for a bit, examining what was here and taking in how much different things looked than I remember. And while I could definitely say that the random pieces seemed larger than before, it wouldn't really hit me until I glanced behind me and noticed something. So I got a bit of distance and turned around and saw this. Now, say what you want, but that definitely looks like the form of an intact Titan right there. And there is no way anyone's going to convince me that that was there before. Almost like the shattered pieces are attempting, or maybe even in the process of, coalescing back into the Titan's original form. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, the creepy spectrograph messages are still going on. That's not new, but still cool and still definitely creepy. So, what does all this mean? I don't know. What I do know is that with colonization still trying to get its footing, this is an interesting time for Thargoids to start coming back in the picture. If indeed that is what's happening. In any case, this space definitely bears watching. So, what do you think? Am I way off base here? Or could we actually be onto something? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Until then, fly dangerously, Commanders. I'll see you next time.